Good evening. We're picking up exactly where we left off last time. Through a clever feat of editing. Also, something that I noticed, that I noticed between now and last time. I found the button that lets me jump as a morph ball. So that's fun. Now the only problem is I don't actually remember what I'm doing. I know that the most recent thing that I did was get the Phazon suit. I don't recall what I intended to do with the Phazon suit. Need to be told? The game will probably grab me by the tail and yank at some point. Worst case scenario, I can just start going and collecting artifacts. Because I'm pretty sure that I'm at a point where I won't be gated by anything. Well, I was that far away from a save point when I called it. Whoops. Anyway, okay, so my current objective is straight up just collecting artifacts. Good to know. Okay, well, I know that there's one in, I think it's called the Light Giver Tower. Oh, right, there's also the plasma beam thingy. I don't know if I ever did this one. Let's do this one. Well, would you look at that? This is the Artifact of World, the 10th of the 12. I actually completely forgot that that was there. So that was serendipitous. I missed. There's still this whole thing here, which would give me an upgrade here. So I guess I'll try to pass through this on my way here, because I know that there's another artifact here. The Chozo ghosts will simply have to entertain themselves. Or not. There's a power bomb floor here that I was actually meaning to get around to. Well, this answers quite a lot of questions all at once. I was wondering how I'd get up there. And what was under that floor. It took me a second to remember the cadence for doing that. Also, that morphball jump is actually really convenient. I don't think I meant to be able to do this. Well, that was unfortunate. What's it bound to? Alt. Which I'll probably want to change, actually, because that's causing some problems. Because I'm very often pressing that in conjunction with other keys, and Alt plus other keys are very common hotkeys. Okay, that was rude. That was very rude. On the plus side, I look very cool. A skill issue? Absolutely. Still rude. It's rude to bully a noob. It's like, how are you supposed to get somebody into your hobby if you just, like, bully them immensely as soon as they try to participate? The lack of a shadow is kind of bugging me just a smidgen. And that's why. This is the worst room. Well, I'm not having too bad of a time, honestly, so... It's good to know that I can expect good times abound. Fuck that guy in particular. You know, the lack of a shadow there is really throwing me off. It's very difficult to target. Completely unrelated to anything, on a bit of a more, like, technical side of things. I only noticed it just before stream started. Rip. I only noticed it just before stream started, but I think I might have found a way to automatically change which game I'm playing based on what programs I actually have open on my computer. So that might help me be less late in the future. It's like one of the things I have to do ahead of every stream is change the category. Otherwise we get incidents like yesterday where I went live being like, hey, I'm playing Metroid Prime, but it was actually Fate Extra. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to get back here if I fall off now. There we go. That feels a bit like it was disproportionately more difficult than most Morphball puzzles have been. But I don't dislike it. Also, that Morphball jump definitely improves the speed at which I navigate things. Well, that didn't work. I did not actually double-check if the Phazon suit is like double damage reduction compared to the Gravity suit. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm just going to assume that I can face tank everything the ruins can throw at me. It's probably past the window of opportunity to, like, break Metroid Prime 1 open with the Morph Ball jump, but... hold that thought. It does you more. Power Bomb expansion, yes please. Power Bomb expansions are very, very rare and very precious. The power of our temple and the 12 artifacts has sealed an evil in the depths of this planet. However, the future is cloudy to us. A world of veils where dark apparitions flit in the shadows. Within this strange world, one image stands out in the mist, flickering through the landscape, wraith-like. It is a human, a lone figure shining in the toxic shadows. We Chozo do not know what it is, but our hearts swell with hope at the promise of that glowing light. We will place our faith in our shrine. We will be there when the light shines upon our land. Yeah, it's probably too late to cause too much chaos with, like, more fall jumping in Metroid Prime 1, but... maybe in 2 and 3 I can pull it off, if it's not like a baseline thing there. Very analog hiding method, I respect it. Prime time, yes indeed. Specifically Chozo Ghost time. Oh no, I'm rotating. And I'm dead. But I lived. Now how am I gonna get in here? Amazing death animation, yeah. Y'all can take partial credit for that one. Okay, Spider Ball to up there. I see a thing up there, but I've already been up there. So I want to be up there. That looks like a thing that rotates. Didn't I break a Chozo head like this earlier with a super missile? Maybe I could, but it doesn't apply here. I'm gonna try activating them anyway, see if that's what needs to happen. Oh, when it said that it was active, it probably didn't mean had been activated. It probably meant could be used. Confusing but important distinction. Can I scan this? No, I can't. Is there a second row of energy tanks, or have I actually somehow managed to find most of them? I think I heard something break there. I wonder if these different slots activate different things. My first thought was like, okay, it doesn't matter, because just like whichever one you fall into is the one that works. Okay, so they do different things. A jaw-dropping performance. I wonder how much damage that piston would do to me if I got squished. Probably about that. That did no damage, actually. Hold on. They do not a lot of damage. That's kind of funny. The penalty for that pun? You fool. Shooting me is on cooldown. I'm invincible. Hold on, my headset just cut out. That was weird. It was still connected. It just stopped being associated with sound for a second. Oh well, simple fix. Okay, even with better aim, these things are a bit of a pain to deal with. Honestly, I feel like, in terms of like my own personal gripe, it's not even like fighting them, I don't mind that at all actually, it's just the background music that they change it to is very, very loud. Okay, I've already been up top and gotten the Wave Buster, so I just need to be here. Analysis of Artifact Temple complete. Return artifacts to gain access to Impact Crater. And just think, you thought that I wouldn't get a backseaty thing. This is the Artifact of Life Giver, the 5th of the 12. I'd like to think that I'm not doing too badly. Now the question becomes, how many artifacts do I need to have already obtained to unlock the final set of hints? Oh, come on, I just killed you. Yeah, I'm only missing Flamethrower. I got Super Missile, I've got Wave Buster, I've got Ice Spreader, I don't have Flamethrower. Is the game audio glitched? Also, speaking of glitches, my Discord didn't go into streamer mode for some reason. That's weird. You see my head whip around like this, it's because somebody pinged me on Discord. And I've been conditioned. Like Pavlov's dog. It's like, ooh, social stimulation. really like the plasma beam. I said it a bunch of times on Friday, but I'll say it a bunch of times again today. It's just really satisfying to incinerate things. I'm a big fan, just regardless of genre or context, of like slow, powerful attacks. Like, being a fox, you might expect me to be a fan of like really quick, zippy, hit-and-run type tactics. But I'm much more like Fox Smash. Tiny girl, big hammer. Femininity is a spectrum. That's a meme, I don't know if you're familiar with that one. It's like femininity is a spectrum, and then like one side is like an elf with like a large chest and 2 small daggers, and then the other side is just Tinkaton from Pokemon. Oh, hello? Oh, new hints. Love to see it. A molten lake lies within the tunnels of Magmor. Shatter the column at the lake's center to reveal the artifact of nature. Newborn has been returned. World has been returned. Okay, so I guess I need more. I'm still missing 2 hints, but I may as well just go down the list, I guess. I've got truth. Strength is a shrine in Magmor. Is there anything else in Magmor while I'm there? That's Vendrana, so I won't worry about that one just now. The control scheme here is a little bit weird. That'd be the Sun Chamber in Chozo Ruins, where I fought Flagra. That's the Life Grove, I think. Which is where I got the X-ray visor, I think. Molten Lake within the tunnels of Magmor, shatter the column at the center. Vendrana's Edge. So, Molten Lake and Shrine. Molten Lake with a column and Shrine. Not a huge amount to go off of, but it's something, and I can work with something. It's a Metroidvania. Exploration is the name of the game. Well, the name of the game is Metroid Prime, but like, who's gonna be pedantic like that? A lot of people are pedantic like that. I think I'd mentioned it before, but like, it's very satisfying just to navigate the world when you have full upgrades. You know, I hadn't actually consciously realized that the plasma beam would probably really badly mess up a plant. But it makes total sense that it does. I was like, hold on, I haven't been up here before. Arbor Chamber and Root Cave. You know, I don't think I ever really, like, cognitively realized that every single room has, like, a very distinct name. That's actually super cool. That's a lot of work. Like, every now and then I do, like, a little bit of, like, world-building writing, and even coming up with, like, very basic, like, self-descriptive names is difficult. So for everything to have, like, a distinct and meaningful name is really, really impressive. Okay, so Warrior Shrine and Giant Pillar in the middle. I see a pillar here, but I don't think that that's a lake of fire. Or a lake of magma, rather. There is a door there that I haven't been through, though. So, let's check it out. But yeah, speaking of struggling to name things, a fun example of that once occurred in a Dungeons and Dragons game that I was DMing, where my players took a ship, like, to get closer to their objective, and I hadn't put any thought whatsoever into the town that they'd, like, lay over in. Like, okay, they'll get on the ship, they'll get off, and then they'll, like, go to this town. I didn't think about the town that they get off in. And so when they got there, and they're just like, oh, what's the name of this place? I panicked, and I said, Port Town. And they sensed weakness, like sharks smelling blood in the water, and they're just like, well, Port Town? Why is it called Port Town? And I just doubled down, and I'm just like, well, they mostly do exports. They're like, so it's called Port Town, and they export things. I'm like, yes. Collapsible suspension bridge is functional, but requires power. And I was like, okay, I've given them an answer, I'm probably safe. They were just like, what do you export? And without thinking about it for like so much as a second, I'm just like, ports. And they were like, what? You export ports and you're called Port Town? And I'm like, yes. They're just like, how does that work? I'm just like, well, if you're on a boat and you want to disembark, you need a port, right? But like, ports don't exist until somebody puts them down. So like, sometimes you want to disembark, but you don't have a port. So we sell ports that you can bring with you. And then if you want to get off somewhere, you can just put a port down. This is the Artifact of Strength, second of 12. I doubled, tripled, and quadrupled down on it. The fun thing about D&D in particular being like a game where a lot of it is in your head is they were like, oh, well, how does that work? And I'm just like, oh, well, I'll show you. And then the guy shows you a port, ready to be deployed at a moment's notice. And they couldn't really argue with that. Lava Lake sounds like it might be the lava lake that they're talking about. I'll go check that out. Oh, this isn't it yet. Okay, so I just blast this open. It's probably either a super missile or a power bomb. It was a super missile. This is the artifact of nature, the 8th of the 12. You know, I really would have figured that something called nature would have been in like a much more like green planty place. Like, yes, volcanoes are a natural phenomenon, but like... If I say nature, boiling magma's not really what comes to mind. At least for me. Maybe if I was a dwarf instead of a kitsune. I've always actually really enjoyed, like, fantasy dwarven aesthetic. Like, cut stone with strong lines, rivers of magma for, like, illumination and heat. Precious metals, like, inlaid into everything because they're, like, digging prolifically and they have a surplus of everything. Okay, there are a couple in Vendrana. That's Talon Overworld North, East, South. That's Phase on Mice, not Vendrana. Here we are. It's actually been a minute since I've been to Vendrana. Magmoor West. Magmoor South. Oh, I actually have to go back to Magmoor to get into Vendrana. Whoopsie. Using cutscene time to answer texts. We call that optimization. Okay, where am I going? Right about there. That's not too far. I can work with that. kind of feel like it might be a little bit cool if, like, when the color of, like, the morph ball changed, it also changed the color of the bombs. Like, I'm totally fine with it staying consistently blue, but, like, I don't know. It feels a teensy bit off to be filled with red energy and then drop, like, a blue energy thing. Though I guess it should have started off green if I'm following that logic. Complaint withdrawn. Another cool bit of soft progression that just occurred to me is dealing with the flying pirates. Like, you start out with the power beam, and that kind of, like, struggles to deal with them because they're so nimble. And then you get the wave beam, which can lock onto them, which makes dealing with them substantially easier. But it doesn't have, like, really high DPS. And then you get the ice beam, which is, like, a little bit tricky to land, but if you do, it opens them up to a missile finisher. Charge shot stun, yeah, but they're not hit scan. Or rather, they still, like, take multiple hits. But then, like, you get the plasma beam, like the final beam, and it's hit scan, and it instantly kills them. And, like, they've entered the territory of just not even an obstacle. They're on par with the Beatles in the Chozo Ruins. Okay, let's double check the wording on the artifacts that were here. A tower sits atop the pirate fortress. Collapse it to reveal the chamber. And I think this is the other one. Tall cave at Fendrana's edge. Seek the unseen entrance at the top to find the artifact of spirit. Okay, so top of the pirate construction and the very edge of Fendrana. I still see a thing, like, there. So regardless of if it's artifact related or not, I'm gonna go there first and see what happens. I think I remember actually peeing in this area and simply not having the equipment I needed to leverage what I found. Oh yes, of course. I like how this was just straight up a boss fight at one point. So how's that working out for you? Okay, so I want to get up there. Oh, I hear another upgrade. I also like how I can just kill those guys with a spammable beam, where previously I needed a missile to do it. Okay, so over here. Oh, hello. I didn't even see you there. Okay, not a crazy, like, extra room or anything, but worth digging into. Pirate. Up here, perhaps? That looks like the highest pirate construction, vertically speaking. Well, we'll go up there, and if that's not what I need, I'll go somewhere else. Oh, there's something up there. I don't think that's an artifact, but it's probably worth looking into. So I want to go that way. But the thing that's interesting over there I want to grab is there. I also hear an artifact here, and I vaguely remember it being plasma beam locked. Here we are. Oh, 3 adds an item tracker. That's kind of cool. You know, games like this, even with like a guide, finding like that last one thing can be a pain. Like, part of the reason why I never, like, get super into collecting Korok seeds in the Wild duology for Zelda is because at a certain point it's just like, okay, I'm missing exactly one, and I don't remember which on this list of like 700 plus it is. Like, even having, like, the vaguest notion of where to begin searching would be a huge step up compared to being like, okay, it's somewhere in the game. But I suppose that the example that I gave is a slightly poor one, because you don't need all of the Korok seeds for anything meaningful. And in fact, they actively make fun of you if you get every single one of them. I have genuinely forgotten how to get over there. Wait, Ocarina of Time tells you which parts of the map don't have Skulltulas in them? I genuinely never noticed that. Where is that listed? Oh, Cordite, I'm silly. Well, that's something that I was massively overcomplicating. But that's my signature move. Okay, back to the main objective. Which I believe to be in this direction, roughly speaking. On my next model, I promise I will implement an overthinking cap. It might be possible to add it as like a prop in Vignon somehow, but I don't know how to do that. But what I could do is just integrate it into a new model, which is what I'm making, and then just make it a shape key. Though actually, now that I've said that, I kind of want to see if I can make it, if I can like make props a thing in Vignon. Because if I could, even outside of like the overthinking cap notion, I could use that for a bunch of fun things. I hear a thing over here, and if memory serves, that's another thing that was plasma beam gated. There was like a sheet of ice over top of like the roof of something. Ooh, power bomb. Nice. I have almost doubled my baseline capacity for those. Which, again, is very nice, because power bombs are powerful. Oh, I also just realized I'm up to like a very clean 200 missiles. That's a very satisfying number to be on. So earlier when I said that plasma was hit scan, I clearly lied. Also, it's been like a little while since I've saved, so I'll do that now just for safety. Wait, what? That was weird. Anyway. Yeah, I don't think they're immune to my plasma beam. I don't know why it bounced off of him. You learn something new every day. Oh, hello. I've mentioned this a bunch of times before, but I genuinely love finding like weird interactions or unintended behaviors in games. He's just a little guy minding his own business. I respect that. Oh, I just noticed something kind of cool. I think each visor has like its own distinct lock-on animation. That's really cool, actually. That's a small detail that I just now cognizantly noticed. I was gonna say I'm not on the right path, but I actually am. I thought I'd gotten sidetracked. But it was an illusion. I was doing it right all along. I don't even know if this is actually where I want to be, but I'm about to find out, presumably. I did kind of get into these towers before, so I'm thinking that maybe this isn't where the artifact is. But like, worst case scenario, I killed a bunch of pirates and that's not a bad thing. Imagine if there was just like Chozo artifact in there. Hello? There's a large fuel cell attached to the base of this tower. Energy readings detect rapid fluctuations in power levels. Radion-based outer casing of the structure appears damaged and unstable. Well, that worked out. This is the artifact of Elder, the third of 12. Just 5 to go. Now, that said, we're going to take a 5-minute break here. Please use this time to refill your beverage, go to the bathroom, anything that would take you approximately 5 minutes. I'll see you shortly. I return. Wrong button. Yeah. So the other artifact that I know is in Andrana is quote-unquote at the edge. I might be stuck in here. I might not be competent enough to get out. I can't turn back and just jump out. Oh dear. Oh, maybe I just go this way. Okay, okay. I was about to beg for help. Okay. If memory serves, there were some gravel points here in the quarantine cave that I previously couldn't interact with. So I guess I'll go there next. In all honesty, I didn't really comprehend how close I was to the end of the game. This is one of those games that just, like, feels so sprawling and massive that it's just like, wait, there's an end to it? Yeah, sorry about that render bug. There's not a huge amount that I can do about it. Oh. I was like, what beam type is this? It can't be plasma. But yeah, there was a... I did see a thing that, like, claimed to be a fix for that dead pixel. Dead pixel looking bit. Like an extra file that I would install that claimed to correct the issue. But the official link for that file was dead. Like, the file was no longer at the link. And I did go looking and I did find, like, somebody else's backup of it, but I tried installing it and it just didn't do what I needed it to do. So, regrettably, I feel like it's probably there to stay. Please think of it as part of the crosshair if that helps. Oh, Shigoth, hello. These look kind of like, cordite things that I can break off. It was not. Like... Yeah, that's right. Perish. Oh, I will not be allowing your solicitation. Thank you for your brief participation on my channel. Okay, well, the taming of Thardus continues. Barring unforeseen setbacks, it can be installed on Phazon Mine Patrol by Lotus Milestone. Research on Talon 4 is expanding into new areas. Pending stabilization of the Thardus venture, we will expand in animation research to include other native Talon 4 materials. They're literally bringing rocks to life. I've got to respect it. Have I considered checking map names for these rooms? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, Vendrana's Edge, look at that. Anyway, let's go that way. Oh, the names for the just small, tiny ones? Quarantine monitor. That is cool. Definitely kind of builds on my earlier point of... It's really impressive how much, like, love and care they put into this game. Oh. That's probably the last energy tank. Look at me, full power. I could not be stronger. Well, I could be stronger, but I couldn't be more resilient. Also, I really like this background music. Have I really not been over here yet? That was really easy to get to, so... It's probably something simple like this, yeah. All Metroids destined for Phazon ranges in the mine must pass inspection. Temperature-affiliated behavioral index for Metroids is available at all research terminals. Access code LIF22.
Recording to logbook.
I hadn't actually scanned a save station before. Interesting. Oh, there's a thing there. how do I get the thing here? Can I simply melt the ice? It would appear that the answer is no. What if I crack it open like this? Also no. Can I slip under the ice somehow? Not sure if those fish are like a hint to an underground pathway, or just flavor. I kind of feel like I'm once again overthinking things. I'll just do a quick x-ray sweep of, like, the general area, see what I can see. Am I not missing one direction? Maybe up? Oh, maybe I... Yeah, that looks crackable. Thank you for the hint. I've actually spoken before about how people tend to not look up, and then I go and I don't look up. How silly of me. This ice was really thin, actually. It should have broken, like... Actually, how heavy is Samus in her suit? This ice is actually really thick. Like, I live in Canada. One of the things that, like, we learn is... Like, as children, is how to identify, like, which ice is safe to walk on. And the general rule of thumb is, if it's at least an inch thick, you're safe. But, like, that's subject to, like, a number of, like, conditional modifications. I'm actually really curious how heavy Samus is in her suit now. Almost fell off. I sure hope that that's like a trill of happiness. This is a bit awkward. I was expecting to find an artifact here. What's this room called? A security cave? Much like my bedroom growing up. Exactly 90 kilograms. What is that in pounds? I'm Canadian, but I actually think of, like, person's weights in pounds. Phazon Vein Omicron has the highest 198 pounds. Okay, yeah, that ice totally could have been able to support Samus. Phazon Vein Omicron has the highest yield per cubic meter of all excavation sites. Impact cores is estimated to be 800 meters from termination point of Phazon Vein Omicron. Casually dropping trauma info like it's nothing. What did I say? Drones reporting in for mine duty must check in at control tower for debriefing. Oh, the cave thing. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. Okay, what was the exact phrasing of the artifact? Seek the unseen entrance at the top. Maybe this is another look-up moment. Or maybe it's this. Unseen entrance at the top. Maybe it's kind of like that one missile upgrade, and it's not like hidden by an esoteric effect. It's just like cleverly camouflaged. Unseen entrance. Oh. Okay, that's not quite the top, but I'll give it a pass. This is the Artifact of Spirit, the 11th of 12. Only 4 to go. All personnel must inspect their life support systems before reporting to the mines. Final transmissions from the Orpheon point to a massive security breach. Orpheon crash site is an orange-level security zone. Drill rig operators are to report any symptoms of Phazon madness immediately. Okay. What am I missing now? The Sun Chamber, that's Chozo Ruins, where I fought Blagra. I can't see that one. Chozo is the Life Grove. And I can't see that one. So, Sun Chamber, Life Grove. Yeah, no, the pirates that, like, go crazy from Phazon exposure probably don't receive pensions. If I were to make a assumption about how the pirates treat their own. A Sun Chamber and Life Grove. If memory serves, the Life Grove was in the Talon Overworld, so that's where I want to go. And the only way out of Ventrana is through Magmor, so I'll just take that first elevator. I don't have the entire map memorized, but it's probably faster just in general to navigate via Magmor than via Ventrana. Double checking so that I don't get lost. Yeah, true. If the last two artifacts hints have been revealed, I can swing by and get those. The destruction was not necessary, but it was cathartic. How dare you obstruct me? How dare you obstruct me, Rubble? Okay, I want to go to Talon Overworld. It's a pretty straight shot there, so I hopefully can't get lost. Fingers crossed. If anybody could, though, it would be me. I was like, wait, there's an elevator there. Did I overshoot it? That's the elevator I just came out of. Your earlier comment on like a previous stream about it being a lot more, what's the word, satisfying to navigate Magmor the later in the game you get, the more traversal options you get, was very accurate. How do I remember exactly where I dropped a Tesla tower? They're giving off tons of lightning. It's not difficult to it's not difficult to see them. Also, this is actually called Arbor Chamber, not Life Grove, so that might not actually be what I'm looking for. Oh, here's Life Grove. Alright. It's literally as far away as it could be. Life Grove and Flagra's Boss Arena. To answer your question, I don't know. I just have a really good sense of where the lightning is. I could not tell you how. Maybe not a snow fox, but a lightning fox. So fun fact, Kitsune actually wield fire and lightning kind of like concurrently almost. Like most famously, you see like the foxfire, but lightning is also a thing. Oh, ow. And I have actually stated before that I do kind of feel personally more of an affinity with lightning than I do with fire. And then being a snow fox is just like what my body is. I find it kind of interesting that despite having unimpeded underwater movement, there's still a moment of slowdown as I pass through the surface of the water. You applied for the TSA today, you can finally stop people from bringing water on a plane. Yeah, this thing was in space and then water got on board and look at what happened. But yeah, realistically it's probably just like a very minor glitch, if anything. It's just interesting to note little technical things like that. Why am I going through the frigate? Because I want to get up here to the Life Grove. I did open the shortcut. Also, in partially unrelated news, it seems that my D key has fixed itself without requiring replacement, so that's nice. And I want to get to the very top of here. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop looking for the switch puller. just realized I started the stream here. I could have gotten that, like, first thing. Oh well. Anyway. Okay, that felt pretty slick, not gonna lie. Okay, beneath the waterfall, I think they said it was. You know, I even noticed that thing earlier, and I forgot to actually do anything with it. I conceivably could have found it without the hint. Oh well. This is the artifact of Chozo, the 7th of 12. Now, the last one that I know the location of is in Flagra's boss chamber. Right, I gotta go through the whole thing to get out of here. Exactly, it's the Chozo artifact. How foolish of me to think that it would serve as a shortcut. That startled me just a little. I'm also grateful that it put me back on that platform instead of stunning me out of midair. I would have been just a tiny bit salty if I'd had to do the whole thing over. I slipped. Oh my god. Oh well, it is what it is. That does feel like the kind of, cinematic entrance for the Chozo Ghost that's only supposed to happen once, so you're probably correct. SMH2 Zoomy, let's go. Okay, next I want to get to the Chozo Ruins. Hey look, the Chozo Ruins. In hindsight, I probably could have gone for Flagra and then come down through here. But I guess doing it the other way around isn't exactly any slower, surely. actually really like this Chozo artifact hunt. It's kind of cool to like go back to places that I thought that I'd mastered and see other things be revealed to me. Alright, I want to get up there. It's a little far away, but at the speed that I move, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with a good long victory lap. Like, a lot of people complain about the Triforce hunt in the original GameCube release of Wind Waker. I actually don't think that it's bad. I do think that, like, Tingle makes it bad, but the hunt itself inherently isn't that big of a deal. Like, the hunt is cool, the rupee farming isn't. Just off the top of my head, but I kind of feel like if I were going to, like, put some kind of gate in front of Tingle's deciphering, just off the top of my head, what I'd probably end up doing is taking a note from Final Fantasy XIV and being like, okay, you have to rupee farm one time in order to, like, buy access to Tingle's, like, deciphering service. So, like, you pay it once, but then he's willing to translate any number of maps for you. And, like, conceivably, like, your product period would run out, but, like, it wouldn't run out during, like, the actual time frame that the game takes place in, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, having said that, I do kind of think that Wind Waker HD's version is better. I just don't think that the original was bad, per se. It's an important distinction. Scan indicates that this network of vines is invulnerable to weapons fire. But what about fire weapons? Nom. Well, it opened the door. I guess that just means I gotta go around the other side. Tiny bit annoying. I think I bugged out the Chozo ghost theme by opening the map right as they spawn. That's kind of funny, actually. Yes, yes, I understand. I'm working on it. SMH, you'd think that, like, finding an artifact would reset the cooldown on that. Can I jump up there from down here? Hello? No, I cannot. Or rather, even if I could, it wouldn't matter. Sandstone. No flaws. Okay, I see what's going on here. Also, a thought just crossed my mind, like, if those plants from earlier are just, like, completely invincible to my weapons, shouldn't the space pirates be cultivating them? Just plant, like, a nice shrubbery around anything that, like, you don't want Samus getting at, and then she just kind of gets there and she's like, well, I'm out of options. You know, repeating myself now, but, like, I don't mind this victory lap at all. It's kind of cool to just, like, tour everything that I came through earlier. Like, remember when you sucked? Imagine how you'd handle this now. Okay, Cordite. I know what to do to Cordite. There are probably 4 sigils. This decorative object is obstructing the path along a magnetic track. 4 runic symbols adorn its surface. Matching symbols within this area must be scanned to gain access. That's 2. Where could the other 2 be? Oh, hello. Sneaky. Wait, hold on. I just realized the runic symbols are Samus's cannon gestures, like stylized. You know, I really thought that would work. Okay, that's clever. They forced me to break through that to make sure that I've got missiles and energy. Toxin scan is negative. Water is free of poison. This is supposed to be my introduction to Jozo Ghosts. Wait, this was supposed to be the first time I found them? Huh. Huh. That's all I have to say to that is, huh. Well then. This is the Artifact of Wild, the 4th of the 12. And then the next one is Tears of the Artifact. Right, I guess I will go back to the Artifact Crater and probably call it there for the night. Oh, wait, wrong way. Oh, also, I should have asked this much sooner, but kind of like ongoing quality check here. Is my tracking and my audio quality like still up to par? Like nothing's broken? Everything's good? Oh yeah, I am almost certainly going to finish next stream. Only thing noteworthy is shrimping. I just need to sit up straighter for that. The thing that's finally gonna end up fixing my posture is chat bullying me. Alright. It's like, for good posture, like, imagine you're wearing a cape, puff your chest out, and it's just like... But that's embarrassing. I'm doing it now and it feels kind of unnatural. I'm so not used to this. This is not where I want to be. But okay, I'm using proper posture, like, right now. Is this good, or, like, does my tracking need further calibration? Because it's kind of hard to, like, organically test things while you're, like, focused on doing it right, if that makes sense. Yeah, chat, you can see how cute I am now, right? Makes a difference? Okay, good. I've been pranked. Perish. Oh, my bones. took longer than I'd hoped it would. Alright, back down to Talon Overworld. The idea is let the frog eat you. Ah. That would be easier, wouldn't it? God, I'm fighting every instinct to, like, shrimp forward. My spine will thank me for this in a few decades, I'm sure. Streaming, it'll fix your back. Not where I want to be. Raise the shrimp. No, I don't wanna. In the past, I've actually, like, given thought to getting something akin to a, like, car seat or similar. Like seat belts or equivalent to, like, hold me in my chair and hold me upright. Because I mentioned before, but, like, I'm short enough that I kind of, like, tend to slip forward out of my chair when I'm just sitting in it normally. I am once again passing through the pirate ship. Yeah, I just realized calling it the pirate ship kind of gives it a very different connotation. The space pirate frigate. There we go. Took me way too long to find that door. Well, at least this time I am passing through with the gravity suit. As opposed to the first time where I didn't and it sucked. And it was on purpose. Out my head. I bonked it. There's a shortcut? Where? Please show me. Is it back this way? Morph ball activated gate in the room after exiting the frigate. Is that this room, or is it like through this little tunnel here? Try it. Try it. Ah, he tried it. Fool. Oh, are you talking about the gate that I've passed through several times? Are you talking about this gate up here? This one here. Because that's what I just came through to get down from here. Or is it a different one? SMH, SMH. You got my hopes up. If I was going, like, the other way, it would have been a shortcut, because that's what it is. Oh well. I don't like how much I bonked my head in here. What am I even hitting my head on there? Ugh. There's like an invisible roof there. All people problems. I will never know what that feels like. And that's okay. I wouldn't want to be tall if I had the option. Oh, that's the thing that was, that's the thing that was, like, pounding on the door at the very start of the game. I didn't like ice. That's actually probably going to, like... Now I actually know what's in there. That's brought me peace that I did not know I sought. I wonder if I can powerbomb crack open this cracked floor here. Nope. I still think it's really cool how you can, like, see your own face when there's too much glare. Oh, that's so much better with the gravity suit. Okay, well, I was gonna drop by the artifact crater, but it kinda got delayed, so I'm just gonna stop at my ship. I do think that the elemental doors are kind of cool, but there's also like an element of inconvenience to them. I wonder if it'd kind of be better to do something like the like Metroid Fusion did, where it's like instead of beams directly opening doors, it's like it's a separate upgrade that like gives you security clearance for a certain class of door. Oh well, not a big deal in the slightest. Just an incredibly minor inconvenience to swap beams. Anyway, we're gonna call it there for the night. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it each and every time. Next stream is going to be on Wednesday. The game is going to be Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. The next time I'm streaming this game in particular is going to be on Friday. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful night, and I hope to see you again. Thank you for the rotation. Good night.